Hi there, everyone. I am Colonel Gables, and I'm here tonight to give you a few predictions of the new upcoming Nintendo Direct for tomorrow, June 28th. It's going to be 6 a.m. my time. So, in regards to that, I'm going to list a couple of predictions that I feel like that may happen at this Direct. It's nothing extremely crazy, but one of the guesses I did have actually came through in fruition today as Ubisoft accidentally leaked the release date on their own company's website, with Mario plus Rabbids 2 going to be coming out October 20th. That's interesting. I felt like this game was going to be releasing early next year, considering we heard next to nothing about it. But apparently it's far enough along to where it's going to be hook, line, and sinker right before November. I'm happy about that. But without further ado, let's go into some of the predictions here that I have. My main thing that I think is going to be presented first and foremost is going to be the confirmation of the Persona games coming onto the Nintendo Switch. And when I mean Persona games, I mean Persona 3, 4, and 5 Royal. And the reason why I feel that is because, in regards to the announcements of Steam, the games coming onto Steam, coming onto the Xbox series of consoles, and also for PlayStation already. I mean, Persona 5 Royal was already on PlayStation, but that's besides the point. The point being is for Atlas, it makes a lot of sense that you bring these games onto the Nintendo Switch. This is quintessentially the market you want to go for and delve into for JRPGs, because in my honest opinion, Nintendo Switch is like the PlayStation Vita 2, whereas it was awesome when it came to a lot of niche, obscure JRPGs, and quite honestly, for Nintendo Switch, in my honest opinion, I love the amount of quality JRPGs that are on this system, and it's only to Atlas's benefit to bring these games alongside. As far as when we'll actually go forth and see them, that's going to be a toss in the air. It could be alongside when the games come on to Game Pass and stuff. Well, Persona 5 Royal, when that comes on the Game Pass. But another thing that I was just thinking about is there are certain times, like certain game companies, they'll go forth and they'll sign off on something, and you don't know what's coming onto that particular system until like a specific time frame or something lapses, once that NDA kind of passes. And quintessentially, sometimes gaming companies do that because they want to announce it at like a specific event. I kind of feel like Nintendo did that with the whole Persona games announcements and stuff. So even though Microsoft got the big old like announcement stuff to where, hey, our games, those Persona games are going to be coming onto our platforms and stuff, and oh, here we go, it's going to be on Game Pass when they become available. I kind of feel like that, yeah, from Nintendo, they probably did that with the Persona games. But I will say, though, even though I'm guessing they'll come on there, ain't no guarantee. And if it's not announced on here, I feel like that we're probably not going to be seeing these type of games on the Nintendo Switch. Now, granted, it's like we've got other types of Persona games on the Switch already with Strikers and also with Ultimax, but they are not like Persona games. We do have Shin Megami Tensei 5 on that platform, but I'd love to see more Persona. Love to see more Persona on different hardware. I mean, hell, that's just me. But anyway, another prediction I have is in regards to Hollow Knight Silksong. I don't feel like it's going to be presented in this Nintendo Direct because I kind of feel like that this is such a big sort of possible release date reveal and stuff that could be held for their mainline Nintendo Direct, which I'm going to be guessing is going to be sometime in July. Because it's relatively weird for Nintendo, because every other year besides 2020, they had a main Nintendo Direct or a main E3 press presence or whatever the heck, to where they would have their big time games going forth and announce full center. And for this time, it's kind of weird because they've broken up a whole bunch of different chunks here. Like Xenoblade Chronicles 3, it had its own Direct, like not even like a week ago as of recording. And then Pokemon had its own Direct earlier on in the month of June. And now we have a third-party Direct for the 28th of June. So it wouldn't be out of the question Nintendo decides to go forth and do a mainline first party sort of view of either the end of the year or for early next year. And I kind of feel like Silk Song will be gone through and put inside of that mainline direct. And I kind of feel like if it does that, it's more than likely, I feel, is going to be releasing inside of the autumn period. Maybe like a September, maybe early October. It's just a feel, nothing concrete. But in regards to the whole rumors surrounding whole Rockstar with a potential like Red Dead Redemption 2 port coming onto Switch, I don't really see that happening. Only because if they were to put out Red Dead Redemption 2, I kind of feel like they would follow the route of, say, okay, what was it, Square Enix with the Kingdom Hearts games and make them like cloud-based. And quite honestly, no, like hardly any gamer wants to see like a cloud-based game coming out on the Switch. Because depending upon what type of internet connection you got, it's really not that fantastic in my opinion. But I feel like what we would see, if it is Red Dead related, we would more likely see a Red Dead Redemption 1 port onto the Nintendo Switch. I mean, let's think about it this way. A game like Red Dead Redemption, like the original, the classic one from like 2009, that being portable, that sounds so appealing to me. I know for those that own a Steam Deck, you could potentially do that with Red Dead Redemption 2, but hey, I'd be down with playing as John Marston on the go. Which leads me to my next prediction. I feel like that the Batman Arkham games will be announced coming to the Nintendo Switch. Why? Not because of just rumors and stuff like that, but when it comes to a whole slew of like noteworthy games and stuff for like WB games and stuff to go forth and put out there, they kind of need more profit in regards to their whole gaming division stuff, because I understand when it comes to Warner Brothers, that company in general and stuff, there's a lot of upheaval because of like this new president coming inside and stuff and clearing out whole things for the whole Warner Brothers Discovery merger and everything else. But releasing games onto a system that millions of gamers own, which is Nintendo Switch, that's a no-brainer to me. Bring all three of the Arkham Asylum, like all three of the Arkham series of games onto the Switch. Arkham Asylum, like Arkham Knight, and yeah, those games I feel like would be a fantastic type of play, though. Not just on the go, but it would be just another great action game onto the platform itself. But my last prediction I have for today has to do in regards to Bayonetta 3. When it comes to Bayonetta 3, yeah, I know that Platinum Games is working on it, and I know Nintendo funded this game, so it's technically a first-party game, even though it's being developed by third-party studios. And technically this third-party game is owned by Sega, the IP. I feel like that we will get some gameplay, maybe some update. Maybe an update in regards to maybe a gameplay trailer from Bayonetta 3. But I also feel that this is going to be saved for a potential July Nintendo Direct. And furthermore, I feel like this game may be released, like, maybe will be released at that October time period. I'm talking about, like, close to the whole Halloween period. I understand that the contents of the game, it makes sense to release it during that time, and I may be 100% off base when it comes to this. But showcasing a little teaser, a little bit more aspects of what you're going to do inside the game, I feel like would be a good idea, only because you're going to be advertising and doing all this other stuff to try to build up this major release. And doing a little bit of a presentation before its total unveilment, like quintessential, like an all points revealing and stuff like that, come in like July. I think that's a pretty interesting idea. I feel like that may possibly happen. Well, but anyway, this has been Colonel Gables giving my predictions in regard to this whole Nintendo Direct Mini. So, as regards for the whole Direct itself, I'm going to go ahead and do a bit of a reaction towards, for that freaking, that whole Direct that's coming up. Yeah, I want to try to do a live stream if possible, but if not, I will be uploading the video onto my channel pretty soon after it gets finished. Should be about half an hour or so like that. So, hey, it's not going to be any big deal. Because I understand you guys. You guys want to go forth and watch the big major YouTubers or Twitch streamers or something like that. But, hey. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this video. I have been Colonel Gables, and just to remind you guys, I'm also a part of a podcast, the Drunk Dash Nerds podcast, with my cohort that lives down in Iowa. His name's Tyler. And we've been podcasting for over 10, or pretty close to like that 10-year mark, honestly. We're over 500 episodes recorded. If you want to go forth and see see and listen to our podcast, go on to iTunes, Drunk Dash Nerds podcast. But we're also on other type of platforms as well. Just give us a search. So thank you very much, guys, and see you later.